Well, g'day. It's Kiwi Dad here with the latest episode of Kiwi Dad Eats American Food. Except tonight it's not, because tonight Kiwi Dad is going to drink American beer. And as you all probably are well aware, American beer is a lot like American politics. It's very, very polarized and very, very extreme. On one end, you have amazing American beer, craft beers, triple hopped IPAs, absolutely beautiful handcrafted beers, and we have tons of them in Arizona. But it'd be a bit boring if I just sat here and drank lovely craft beer. It would just look like me on any other night of the week, slowly getting drunk. So instead I thought I'd try that other extreme of American beer. The American beer that we all saw in the movies as kids and thought, wow, I really want to drink that at a red carpet, a frat house party. I really want to knock down a can of Bud Light. Ooh, yeah. You know what I'm talking about? For people who find Budweiser too tasty, Budweiser have come up with a lighter beer. And it's the American version of light, which means it's not lacking in alcohol. It's just even more lacking in flavor and ingredients. So this is a can of Bud Light, which I'm now going to drink right in front of you. But, I'm getting used to living in America. I'm getting used to convenience. And quite frankly, I find getting up from my seat when I'm watching Fox News quite tiring. So this can, it's just a little bit small. What I'm going to enjoy is this can of Bud Light. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Why would I want just 330 mils in my beer can when I can get 750 mils in my beer can? Which is, pretty much like drinking a bottle of wine. And just like when I drink wine, I probably don't need a glass. I'll take it straight out of the can. So beer comes up a lot in conversations over here. When people find out that I've lived in Australia, that I'm married to a lovely Australian lady, they often want to talk to me about Foster's, because you may not know, but the marketing slogan for Foster's over here is that it's Australian for beer. So don't worry, Australian listeners, you are well represented in here, and I think this is quite a great illustration of America and Australia. The Americans are generally taller. The Australians are, what can I say, they're a little bit rounder, harder to push over. Let's leave it at that. So tonight I am going to drink Budweiser Light while you all watch. So let's dump the kids can and the horrible Fosters. So I have to tell you though, I got my first warning before I even drunk it, reading the ingredients on this. It contains hops, malt, barley and rice. And as we all know, according to the German purity laws of 1255, there should not be rice in beer unless it's made in Japan. So I don't know why an American brewer would put rice in, but let's see. It's a satisfying clunk. It's a good quality aluminium can. Wow, I think a little bit of me just died inside. Anyone who's been drinking with me before knows that my definition is there is no bad beer. But well, on that basis of the fact that there is definitely no such thing as bad beer, I'm giving that two stars out of 1,000 for Bud Light. That is a really tasteless, plain can of alcohol and water that someone has sprinkled hops, barley, malt and some fried rice over the top of. It's not very nice. But I'm going to drink it. But because it's America, there's always an answer for every problem. This doesn't taste very nice, but luckily when I was wandering around Walmart, I discovered the wonders of Don Chilada's beer salt. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's salt to put in your beer to make your beer taste nice. But as you know, America is all about convenience, and I have to admit that having been here 7 months, I find this tiny little bottle quite inconvenient because, putting it in there and stirring it, it's going to be hard work. I probably can't be bothered doing that. Luckily, I'm clearly not the first person to have this problem, so Don Chiladas also sell a one-time polystyrene cup that you can drink your beer out of. So this is Don Chiladas one-time polystyrene, or styrofoam if you're speaking good American, beer booster and hangover helper. And it has a lid. On the lid it says, "Bring Fiesta to your beer." And that this is the #1 Michelada cup in the USA. To be frank, it's the only one for sale in Walmart, so that's probably why it is #1. It also has the slightly creepy line on it that it contains a mega moist rim, so I can only assume this is this peppery, chili, salty edge that's crusted all the way around it. And then inside we have a giant sachet of, well, let's have a look at some ingredients to find out what it is. You know I like my nutrition. This is chili powder, lemon powder, sea salt, chili powder, sugar, pepper, citric acid, silicon dioxide for anti-trumping. Sorry, no, I mean anti-dumping. No, anti-clumping, sorry. Those of you who are paying attention will have noticed that I said chili powder twice. This has chili powder spelt C-H-I-L-E and chili powder spelt C-H-I-L-I. So I'm presuming this has got some migrants from Chile stirred up in it, who have just powdered Chileans as well as having some chili, but neither of them are spelt C-H-I-L-L-I. So maybe, it says it's made in Texas. I'm going to leave that alone. So let's do this. I brought some scissors along. So what it's saying to me is how to prepare your Don Chilada. Take off the lid and empty the enclosed spices into your cup. Fill with 24 ounces of your favorite beer. Pour slowly so the suds can settle. Once your Don Chilada Michelada is filled, stir and enjoy. Our rich formula allows for you an additional 12-ounce beer to be added when you're halfway into your Don Chilada. Don't stop there. Depending on your taste, you can have one last beer. So, my maths is not my strong point, but this is a 35-ounce can and a 24-ounce cup, so that's not really going to work. So let me see what we can do here with a nice slow pour. Ooh, it's a satisfying sound. Oh, that's looking good. I like my rim extra moist, so let's see if we can get a nice frothy head on that. Oh, that looks pretty magical and a little bit scientific. Probably fit some more in there. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Oh, luckily I've got a one-time plastic straw. Don't worry, there's no chance in hell I was ever going to use this twice. Nobody worry about that. Give it a stir. Oh, there's some real boiling sounding noises coming out there. Well, here's cheers to Don Chilada. Well, all the stirring has taken the fizz out, or the Don Chilada's magical ingredients. Oh, wow. I think I'm basically eating the extra moist rim, chewing styrofoam. But the good thing from that, it's not spicy, it's not peppery, it doesn't have a chili kick. It's got kind of a lime salt, kind of like that subtle kind of lime and salt you get on a margarita. But it's definitely not blowing my brains. The great news is that I cannot taste the Bud Light at all. So I'm thinking this is, I don't like to waste beer. I think, you know, I consider spilling beer and wasting beer to be alcohol abuse. So I am going to sit here now and drink the rest of my Bud Light and the rest of my Fosters. And the good thing about this is I won't be able to taste any of them. So that is definitely a good thing. So Don Chilada, the #1 selling Michelada cup in the USA, I have to say without a doubt, this is the best Don Chelada Michelada cup I've ever had. The flavours are better than any one I've ever had before. And I think I would give Don Chelada, actually, so I think I gave this 3 stars out of 1,000. I think I'm giving this 997 out of the other 1,000 to make this pretty much the perfect beverage, because it's completely removed the taste of Bud Light from my mouth, and for that I will always be grateful. So thank you, Don Chelada. You are a proper mate. Thank you. Have a lovely night, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for your time. I'll be back real soon with the much anticipated Taco Bell tasting. Don't call me, I'll call you. Thank you very much.